Good evening and a warm welcome. It's Saturday, the 23rd of November 2019. You're joining us on Prime TV News. Here are the stories making your headlines tonight. The President issues a Gazette extraordinary for public security. The Prime Minister visits Sri Dalada Maligawa in Kandy after being appointed in his post. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says the development of the country will be accelerated while protecting the rights of the workers. Tissa Thanayaka says that an inquiry should be held to find out whether the support of the UNP was given to the election campaign of Sajith Premadasa. 3 suspects arrested with more than 13 kilograms of heroin valuing over 130 million rupees. And in headlines overseas, the US President slams public impeachment hearings and defends his use of personal lawyer for Ukraine policy. And now for the news in detail. An extraordinary gazette has been issued for public security. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has issued a gazette extraordinary calling upon the armed forces to maintain public order across the country with effect from yesterday. The President issued the gazette notification yesterday by virtue of the powers vested in him by Section 12 of the Public Security Ordinance. Accordingly, the Army, Navy and the Air Force have been called out for the maintenance of public order in all 25 administrative districts of the country. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa visited Sri Dalada Maligawa in Kandy after being appointed in his post and engaged in religious practices. Thereafter, he called over on the Mahanayaka Theras. Diyavadana Nilame Pradeep Nilanga Dala received Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa at Sri Dalada Maligawa in Kandy. The Prime Minister took part in religious observances at the Sri Dalada Maligawa and made an entry on the special guests book. Thereafter, he called over on the Mahanayaka of the Malvatta chapter, the most venerable Tibetuave Sri Sumangala Thera. He chanted Setpirit and invoked blessings on the Prime Minister. The Mahanayaka Thera presented a memento to Prime Minister Rajapaksa. Thereafter, the Prime Minister visited the Anunayaka of the Malvatta chapter, Dimbul Kumbure Vimaladamma Thera. He also called over on the Anunayaka of the Malvatta chapter, the Venerable Niyanguda Vijitasiri Thera. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister visited the Mahasangha, including the Anunayaka of the chapter at the Yaskiri Mahavihara. The Anunayaka of the Yaskiri chapter, the Venerable Anamaduwe Dhammadasi Thera, delivered an Anushasana on the occasion. The Registrar of the Yaskiri chapter, the Venerable Madagama Dhammananda Thera, Deputy Registrar, the Venerable Narampanave Ananda Thera, and the Mahasangha were present on the occasion. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says the development of the country will be accelerated while protecting the rights of the workers. After taking oaths as a minister, Dinesh Gunawardena paid floral tributes to his father's statue at Buralugoda. Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that the country will again follow the non-aligned foreign policy. He said that several programs for the betterment of the workers will be introduced through the Ministry of Labour. Head of the Presidential Election Operations Office of the New Democratic Front, Tissa Thanayaka, says that it should be inquired whether the support of the United National Party was given to the election campaign of Sajith Premadasa. Tissa Thanayaka has issued the statement as a response to the media statement issued on the 20th of this month by United National Party General Secretary Akila Viraj Karyavasam on the organizational aspects and responsibilities of the recent presidential election. Sajith Premadasa was made the candidate after 1 week of announcing the presidential election. He has pointed out that the delay was a major obstacle for the victory. It should be inquired whether the activities handed over to the United National Party at the presidential election were performed as expected. Tissa Thanayaka says the responsibilities entrusted with the Vauxhall Street were performed up to the maximum level. Malik Samara Vikrama was the operations manager of the main elections operations committee. The statement says all activities related to election operations were entrusted to Malik Samaravikrama during several discussions held under the patronage of Ranil Wickremesinghe and Sajid Premadasa. A financial committee has been appointed to handle funds of the election, and it was also directed by Malik Samaravikrama. It is not a secret the way that funds could not be obtained properly for the election campaign. The statement of Tissa Tanayaka has recalled that although there are many fathers for the victory, there are no fathers for the defeat. He has further said that more than pointing fingers at each other, it should be thought whether each one has performed their part properly. Still at home, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has expressed his gratitude to social media activists who committed themselves for the victory of the country and him. Writing on his Facebook, President Rajapaksa has conveyed his heartfelt gratitude to all the social media activists who supported directly and indirectly with great commitment towards the victory of the nation. He has requested their continued and active participation in building a prosperous country. A religious ceremony took place at Abhayarama Temple in Narahempeta to invoke blessings on the Sri Lankans who have arrived from overseas to support in the victory of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. A large group of Sri Lankans who has arrived from overseas and ministers Dallas Alhaperum and Pavitra Vanyarachi were present on the occasion. The Venerable Muruthettuwe Ananda Thera delivered a special Anushasana on the occasion. Ministers Dallas Alhaperum and Pavitra Vanyarachi also expressed their views. Minister Ramesh Pathirana says that the present government will work for the people without frauds and corruption. He mentioned this while attending a function in the Galle town, which has been organized to welcome him. A large number of people had gathered to greet the minister. The Mahasangha chanted Set Pirit and invoked blessings on the minister. A Shramadana campaign also took place to coincide with the event. Minister Ramesh Pathirana planted a sapling celebrating the victory. Thereafter, he paid floral tributes to the statue of his father, former Minister Richard Pathirana. Minister Ramesh Pathirana said that the government is committed for the economic development of the country. The Cabinet, the Prime Minister and the President are expecting to contribute to the development of the country. He said that he is confident that the economic development, welfare, the development of the country and social security of the people will be ensured during the next 5 years. MP Rohit Abe Gunawardena says that President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has directed the country on a new path. He mentioned this while attending a meeting to thank the committee members who supported the victory of Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna in the Kalutara district. The meeting took place at the South Kalutara Party office of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna. Farmers and traders said there has been a sharp drop in the wholesale prices of vegetables due to the large stock of produce currently being received at the Dambulla Dedicated Economic Centre. Farmers said low country vegetables are received in abundance over the produce of other parts of the country. Traders said the price of beans had dropped from 40 to 20 rupees per kilo during the last 3 days. Farmers said except for carrots, leeks and beetroot, other varieties of vegetables fetched prices between 10 and 50 rupees per kilogram at the Dedicated Economic Centre. Traders said low prices are expected to prevail for a considerable period, according to trade sources in Dambulla. Moving on with the news, cultivations of 58,000 acres in the Vaunia district are successfully underway. Farmers in the Vaunia district faced numerous difficulties due to lack of rain in the past few years. Vaunia District Agriculture Director's office said that cultivations are now being done successfully as the rains have occurred as expected this time. The office said that cultivating of paddy, vegetables and other crops are taking place successfully. The National Water Supply and Drainage Board said a water cut has been imposed until 9 a.m. tomorrow in several areas in Colombo due to the ongoing Metro Colombo urban development project. Accordingly, the Kolonnava Urban Council area, Rajagiriya, Navala, Moragasmulla, Obesekarapura, Bandarnayakapura, Khoswatta, and the stretch of road from Rajagiriya to the Open University in Navala is affected by the water cut. The Karunayaka, Sidua, Jayala and Vattala municipalities will experience a 24-hour water cut from 8 a.m. tomorrow due to maintenance of the pipe system under the Kalani River South Bank project. Water cuts will also be in effect in the Jayala Pradesh Sabha, Valisara, Keravalapitiya, Dikkovita, Mathaguda, Bopitiya and Uswatakeyawa areas. The National Water Supply and Drainage Board added the 24-hour water cut will also be in effect in Ragama, Walpula, Batuatta, Bulugahaguda, Horape, Prison Road, Kurukulava, Jayashrigama and Polgahena areas. 3 suspects were arrested in Valikada, Rajagiri yesterday with more than 13 kilograms of heroin. The Police Narcotics Bureau apprehended a man and a woman transporting 2.24 kilograms of heroin in a motorbike following a tip-off received. Police said after further questioning, another female suspect was arrested at a lodging. Police have found 11 kilograms and 662 grams of heroin from the possession of her. The female suspects are 28 and 31-year-old residents of Gandhara, Hikkadua. The male suspect is a 25-year-old youth who is a resident of Colombo 12. Accordingly, heroin worth over 130 million rupees was recovered from the possession of the suspects. 2 suspects have been arrested while in possession of 200 kilograms of Kerala cannabis in Manthe, Mannar. Police media spokesman SSP Ruan Gunasekara noted that the cannabis was seized while being transported to Colombo via a cab. The suspects are residents of the Murunkan area. Mannar police are conducting further investigations into the incident. Veteran dubbing artist D.D. Abhiratna has passed away. He lent his voice to several popular programs including Sudupuncha and Rasakatha, telecast over Independent Television Network. He is also included in history as an artist who held a show for the first time imitating sounds of various animals. The funeral of late D.D. Abhiratna took place at the Horana Crematorium this evening. And that wraps up the news bulletin for tonight. You can log on to www.itnnews.lk for more information. Sasankalas for Prime TV News. Thanks for watching. Good night.